Hi there, all you beautiful people. How are you all doing? I hope you're all doing incredibly well. My name is Alex, and welcome back to your monthly dose of Bay Area real estate knowledge. So today, I'm going to be breaking down this short video into three parts. Okay, the first part is going to be answering the question of how does it look, which is just how is the market. Number two means what does it mean? So given what we're seeing, what does that mean for you, the buyer or the seller? And then number three is so what do I recommend? And self-explanatory. What do I think that you should do as the either potential home buyer or potential home seller? So how does it look? So first and foremost, there was a recent quick rise in interest rates from about May to about early July. Okay, interest rates quickly went up from about 3.5% to 4%, up to 5.5% to 6%. So like they went up incredibly quickly, and because of that, a lot of people who were looking to buy around that time ended up finding that just because they waited a little longer, now they could afford $100,000 less of a home, or they had to pay $1,000 more in a monthly payment. So things changed really quickly, and that ended up scaring off a lot of people. People started talking about it to other people, and then other people stopped even looking because of what they were hearing, from other people. So there are more offers are being sent with contingencies intact, which is absolutely wonderful for the buyers. Not so great for the sellers, but that's wonderful for the buyers. More negotiations and contracts. So one of the things that we didn't really see very often for the past 2 years is negotiations. And the reason why is because in reality, the buyers just had no place. They had no leverage and they had no power. Because of this, if the buyers decided to start negotiating, well, the sellers actually had 3 or 4 offers in their back pocket that they could just go and contact and get exactly what they wanted. But now we're not necessarily seeing that because there aren't as many offers as there were before. So this means that as the buyer, you can negotiate a lot more, which we'll get into a little more a little later. And right now we're seeing the interest rates hovering right around between 4 and 5.5%. Now, one of the things that was brought to my attention recently is that there are actually creative ways of getting a lower interest rate. Now, one of the ways of doing that is coming in with more cash in hand, so just coming in with a higher down payment. Oftentimes, the lenders will have better programs with lower interest rates. Another thing that you could do, which is pretty creative, is you could actually buy down your rate. So one of the ways that you can use your negotiations, or one of the things that you can negotiate for is, let's say you have some pretty bad reports. The damages are pretty high. Well, you can ask for seller credits and put those towards buying down your interest rate. So now instead of getting let's say a 4.5% interest rate, now you're down to 4% or maybe even 3.5%. And it could cost around $10,000 to bring it down your rate about a point. So that could be incredibly beneficial if especially in the state that the market is kind of now, where it's the power is going the power is going more towards the buyer and less towards the seller now. So what does all of this mean? This means that there is now less competition in the market for home buyers. Before I helped a few people sell a few homes. We were getting 10, maybe 15 offers easily. And this was even before we were on the market. This was just this was when we were just talking to our peers and letting them know what kind of things we had that were going to come on the market soon. Now there's certain people that are saying they're getting maybe 1 or 2 offers maximum. Some people aren't even getting offers, and it's just sitting. Properties have just been sitting for weeks and some even for months, which is something that we didn't see. Just down the block from where I live here in San Leandro, there was a home that was listed at $820,000, a 3-bedroom, 1-bathroom, about 1,200 square feet. It got brought down from $120,000 to $799,000 a couple weeks later. And just a couple weeks ago, they brought it down even more to $599,000. This is something that would never happen before. Now, it's not going to sell for $599,000, right? I think they made a big mistake. They were aiming for the clouds when they listed that property initially. So it's not going to sell for that amount. It's not going to sell for that low amount of $599. But you could see there, right, that there's a change there that happened that we would just not see before. Even though they kind of listed a little high previously, they probably still would have gotten some offers. Some offers very close to what they were asking for. Obviously that didn't happen, which is why they ended up deciding to bring down the purchase price of the home, or the list price of the home, I should say. But that's something very important. And then obviously a very big trend here that you're seeing is buyers just have more power in general. There was a long time where you were discouraged to send an offer for your client with contingencies, and that's because you simply weren't getting your offer accepted if there were contingencies intact. That's something that thank goodness has changed now, because that oftentimes that could put the buyers in a very difficult position, in a weird position, especially if things came up that you weren't aware of before, but now like I said, we're seeing, buyer offers are being sent with contingencies intact. There's more negotiations. There's the buyers and their agents are asking for seller credits, asking for repairs to be done, and they're actually being done, which is incredible, which is awesome. So what do I recommend? Well, for you, the seller, you guys actually took the biggest hits. So the homeowners, people that are already homeowners and we're looking to sell at some time in the near future, right now might not be the greatest time if the only thing that you were looking for was top dollar, right? If you have other reasons to sell, it's still a great time to sell because homes are still going for a very good amount. And interest rates are still low enough to where people can still qualify for a good amount as well. But if the only thing that you wanted was a lot of money or more money than you would have gotten originally, then right now might not be the greatest of times. On the flip side, home buyers, right now is a really like special time because the quick rise in interest rates a couple months ago really scared off a lot of buyers, and given that they dropped a percent back down now, this could be an incredibly good little pocket for you to buy. There's not a lot of buyers out there looking. Homes are sitting for a lot longer, and the fact that interest rates are where they are right now, which is still 3 to 4% below the historical average, right now it's a fantastic time to buy. So if you were looking to buy at some time soon, I strongly suggest that you connect with an agent or with a realtor. Obviously, I'm the person that I hope that you decide to go to because I know how good I'll take care of you. But even if you decide not to go with me, that's perfectly fine. But I strongly recommend that you go to a realtor and you tell them to connect you with their lender. You'll get a free 15 to 30 minute conversation in which they'll tell you approximately how much you would qualify for or what things you need in order to qualify for more. And just like that, you could probably be pre-approved within the next couple weeks. And you could be in the market looking for a quality place. So in the end, as I said, for sellers, if the only thing that you were looking for was top dollar, right now might not be the best time to sell. Of course, if you have other reasons to sell, right now is still a very good time to sell. But in terms of top dollar alone, it might not be the perfect time. However, for buyers right now, there's going to be a small little, few month pocket, from August maybe to September, maybe even a little bit of October, where interest rates are in a wonderful place, where there's not a lot of buyer competition, and where you can negotiate with other sellers because of the fact that, or where you can negotiate with sellers because of the fact that there isn't so many buyers trying to buy and there's not so many offers being sent. So I hope that you guys learned something new. I hope that you guys enjoyed watching this video. Thank you guys so much for listening. I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your week. Take care. Goodbye.